I'm sorry, that was 100% inappropriate, and I do apologize profusely.
Hey! We're recording the podcast! Shut up!
Good morning to you, wherever you are, because it is
Morning Somewhere!
for August 24th, 2026. My name is Bernie Burns, sitting right over there. She's ready for the week. It's Ashley Burns. Say hi to Ashley, everybody. Long weekend.
I've been ready for the week.
Now we're ready for the week. So a little bit of housekeeping today. I recorded a special conversation with a special guest. And then after listening to it, it didn't feel like just a normal episode of Morning Somewhere. As you know, we like to help you through your morning routine, and we like to give you topics of current events and stuff like that. This was definitely more of just a conversation about the person that I was interviewing and their career and their et cetera. I don't want to go too much into it because I'm going to spoil it. Surprise guest.
More of a morning someone.
More of a morning someone. Kind of like the Robert Rodriguez interview. Kind of fit in that milieu. So we're going to be releasing an additional episode this week. We decided it was going to be slated for this morning, but I decided let's release this as an additional episode this week. So be on the lookout for that. It'll probably go up on the Rooster Teeth website first, and then it'll go out to all of our regular channels. But it'll go out one of these days after the normal episode. I think that's the way to handle this. We'll see.
Sure.
Great conversation. Can't wait for you all to hear it.
Very exciting.
What else is going on, Ashley? I'm a little miffed over here.
You know what? Let's start the week with your miffing.
So we sat down finally to watch Masters of the Universe. We had a great day yesterday, by the way. Like, after all of our guests left and everything, we just had a day on the boneless couch because Grandpa's leaving soon, and Ashley's dad. And so he took the kids out because he wanted to do stuff with just the kids. So Ashley and I just laid on the couch, like the new boneless couch, and watched a lot of stuff we wanted to watch.
It was great. We just we lazed around, we rotted, we caught up on Ted Lasso, we watched Masters of the Universe and got mad at it. It was great.
We did also what is one of our favorite things to do in media, which is watch the opening credits to The Expanse and then go, no, not now. We're not ready for this.
That's not how it worked, though. It was like we were so close. It was like, let's start watching The Expanse together. Great. So we found where it was. It's on Amazon Prime at the moment, and start watching it and get through. There's like that. Not a crawl at the beginning, but it does much of text set up
Mars
for the world
is
building.
An independent entity.
Yeah, exactly.
The UN runs Earth.
So it's setting you up for what the political landscape looks like and everything before it gets into the show, and then it's like, oh, the kids walk in.
Right. Yeah. But at this point, it's just are we ever going to watch The Expanse?
I don't know. Is fate keep getting in the way? I'm on the fourth book now. So I feel like I'm in a good place to start watching the show from season 1, and then see how I go getting caught up to them.
I gotta say, Ted Lasso, watching that, we watched season 4. We watched the first 3 episodes, which are all that are out right now. I did not want more Ted Lasso. I didn't need anything else. I wasn't super satisfied with the ending, but it did feel like a complete story. That being said, I loved all the episodes. I wasn't looking for it, but I'm happy they're here. Season 4 is great.
Yeah, season 3 was not as strong as its previous seasons, but it did at least provide us a conclusion, right? So it's we had an ending where all right, Ted is off, enjoying, doing his best life, and we've got all these characters in their new places. All right, great. And it's fine to have that as kind of a final point. So I'm with you. I wasn't I need more of this. But when I had seen teasers, I was also oh, I did miss this character, and I did miss this character, and it would be nice to see them again. And so sitting down to watch it, I was yeah, it's nice to see these guys again. And then
it felt like a 2-year reunion show, right?
It did a little bit.
You're supposed to wait 10 years.
But then they introduced a lot of new characters, and I like all the new characters, and I like how the new characters aren't copies of old characters.
I think they did a good job of subverting some of your expectations, but not in a bad way.
Almost acknowledging them and then subverting them.
Which I'll get to in a second with something else.
So yeah, we got to the end of the 3 episodes that are out, and I was kind of oh.
So thumbs up on Ted Lasso.
Yeah, thumbs up on Ted Lasso. I don't know that it's as strong as season 1 Ted Lasso, but it's a step up from season 3 Ted Lasso, and I was happy to enjoy it.
And it pairs so well with the opening credits of The Expanse. It's like such a great companion series. How many episodes are going to be in season 4 of Ted Lasso? Do we know?
I don't know.
Anyway.
And I'm sure it's out, but I don't know. I would expect 10, 12.
So
Six?
The other thing that we watched was we finally watched Masters of the Universe on streaming, which apparently everyone else did too.
Yeah. So no one went to see this movie in theaters. It did what, like 88 million or something. It made way. It made like less. It made like less than half its production budget in cinemas. It did not do well. But it came to Prime streaming at the end of July, and everyone said, oh, great, now that it's here, I will absolutely watch it. It was like the #1 watched thing on Prime. It was above all their TV shows, above all the other movies. It was like the #1. It was like 1 point some odd billion numbers of minutes watched just in the first week alone.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
That's a weird metric.
Everyone likes to report metrics. I think it's like they figured that this is somehow a way to measure both movies and then like how television shows are consumed.
It's just big number. That's it.
It's big number that doesn't really mean much except it's a number, right?
It hit 1 trillion watch seconds, Ashley. That's what it did. Which is kind of a funny number because right now, this is the weirdest segue ever. The Iranian Rial, their currency has hit its lowest point ever. It has now hit $1 to 2 million Rial. That's where it is today.
Wait. 2 million?
2 million Rial to make $1. Lowest it's ever been in history. Which sounds like, oh, the dollar's doing so much better. But to me, that's the danger of that is they could flip over to some other currency and it wouldn't be the US dollar. I'm just going to go ahead and just assume that.
You mean they would like peg themselves against something else? This
is coming, of course, because of the war in Iran, but also threatened upcoming sanctions. When Trump is not busy threatening Canada, he goes and threatens Iran with more stuff.
He's a busy guy. He can only throw in one guy at a time.
But this is really weird. In this article, so this is from MSN. This is AP News via MSN. This comes despite the fact that Tehran, Iran, just announced that they discovered an entirely new natural gas deposit. And this doesn't even make sense to me to read a number this big. The natural gas reserves that they just announced and discovered are enough energy to supply it for 15 years. They discovered a gas field in the southern province containing more than 7.5 trillion cubic feet of gas. Of that, recoverable is 5.7 trillion cubic feet of gas.
That's a lot of gas.
That country has a lot of energy resources, man. That's insane. That is insane. And I suppose there's probably a reason why that area has so much fossil fuels and everything. I don't know what it is, actually. Was just everything concentrated there that died? Well, like there was a shitload of plankton there, like
maybe it was like
maybe
it was like Florida for dinosaurs, right? Like when they get old and it's time to retire, that's where they moved, and then they just stayed there and died and turned into oil,
right?
Or natural gas. Do dinosaurs turn into natural gas?
I think mostly that layer is plant life. Everyone says it's dinosaurs. We did a red versus blue PSA about that years ago. The solution is not to use less energy. The solution is to kill more dinosaurs. That's the solution. But I think it's mostly like before one of the mass extinction events, like it was just a ton of plant life, like plankton and things like that. That's what died.
Okay.
Some ancient algae or something like that.
But it's a lot cooler if we think of it as dinosaurs rather than like
I
we're consuming old swamp.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just not. It doesn't hit the same.
Like I built a machine that eats dinosaurs.
Yeah, exactly.
That's dinosaurs. That's what we do. So we went and we saw this Masters of the Universe. I don't have a review of Masters of the Universe because we were talking about subverting expectations. I have a very scathing review of the Masters of the Universe trailer that they put out.
Okay, go ahead.
That trailer did not match. None of the marketing materials they put out for Masters of the Universe matched the actual film.
You're right. You mentioned this after we watched the movie, so I actually went back and watched the trailer as well.
So did I.
And the trailer sells you a sweeping epic story of like a hero's discovery and return. Quite, fairly serious in tone. Perhaps you can expect a little bit of comedic relief here and there, but like overall, there's like
one
a
joke in
sweeping
the trailer,
fantasy.
Actually. There's like one little relief joke at the end of the trailer with the roommate character.
There is, but the movie itself is almost all comedic relief.
I would describe it as
it's a campy romp.
screwball comedy. That's what I would call it. Screwball comedy. And in fact, I'm going to do like a lot of people. I'm going to compare this to A24's movie Civil War. This is
Okay.
If you'd have told me that I was going to see a movie about photojournalism in war, I would have been better prepared to appreciate that movie. And much like that, Masters of the Universe, I was not prepared to appreciate this movie for what it was, which was a campy send-up of Saturday morning or after-school cartoons.
And the thing is, you would like if you were sold a He-Man movie that was a screwball comedy or a campy romp, that you would expect that and you'd be fine with it because it's got like, the guy with the extendable neck, the guy that turns himself into a bullet, the guy who his superpower is he has a really big fist, right? And those are not the Green Tiger. You don't take those things seriously naturally. You would expect it to be quite a funny thing, but the trailer told you to expect a more serious film.
When I think about cartoon adaptations to the big screen, like at one end of the spectrum, we've got G.I. Joe, which is they made a serious G.I. Joe action movie. There was probably some comedic big.
Would you
bits or
describe them as
references.
potentially even gritty?
Gritty, I would say, the gritty adaptation. And then there's Scooby-Doo, which is like leans into the silly campiness, right? Masters of the Universe is way more Scooby-Doo than it is G.I. Joe, but the trailer is selling you a G.I. Joe movie.
It is.
Right.
It is. So there was a big disagreement clearly between the guys making the trailer and the guys making the movie as
I'd be
to like
pissed.
what this thing is. Well, if you made the movie and then they gave you that trailer.
Right. It's like, this is not at all the movie we made. Why'd you make the trailer like this?
You guys, I don't think you understand. You're going to make Bernie mad.
Well, if I was directing the movie, I would be the director. That's some random ass dude out in the world. I'm not saying specifically me. If I made the movie. And I know too, if you went and talked to the people who make trailers, they would say, our job is not to represent the movie. Our job is to get people to go see the movie in theaters. And from that perspective, it was also a massive failure. didn't do that either. So.
Do you think it would have done better if they had marketed honestly and like told you to expect something silly and fun?
When I read people's comments about the movie, they're like, oh, it's really cool that this movie knows exactly what it is. And it's like, what do you expect from a Masters of the Universe movie? So yes, I do think if they'd have let people know and set their expectations, people would have gone and seen it. Because the people who like the movie like the tone of the movie. I also think I probably would have liked the tone of the movie if I was better prepared for it.
Yeah, I mean, that all makes total sense. And, the movie it's not a great movie. It's an entertaining watch. It has plenty of its own flaws besides the trailer. Like it was almost afraid of itself. It was afraid of like committing to what it was. Like it had the like fun campiness, but was almost afraid of being sincere.
It did have sincere moments and then like womped itself a lot.
Yeah.
Like there was way too much like pressure release comedy, every single moment they were like, oh, but not really.
But they didn't give you a chance to build up the pressure.
No, not at all. Not at all.
But that said, for what is now not a free movie because it's obviously on a subscription service, but for an almost free-ish movie, it's worth a watch.
What % of the budget do you think went into just Skeletor? Because he looked amazing.
Skeletor looked great.
And even like, how do you make a skull talk when it's just teeth? They managed to do it somehow.
They managed to do it, and that was one of the least silly-looking parts of the whole movie.
Agreed.
Which was a surprise.
Yeah. But there were moments in that movie where I was like, is this a $180 million movie that I'm watching right now? But,
Like, where did it go?
But, it was...
It was the Green Tiger.
If it sounds like we're doing anything spoilerish talking about this movie, we're not giving away any major plot points or anything like that. But if it sounds like we're tonally spoiling the movie, I think we're doing you a favor because I think you'll like this movie better if you go in expecting a comedic romp and not like a big high-dollar CG action adventure, right?
Right.
Right.
Like it has the CG, it has the action, it has the adventure, but it's not the big serious film that it sold you.
Right. You could have made a goofy version of the Avengers too. They didn't, and it worked, So but they made a goofy version of He-Man. They didn't make the Avengers version of He-Man. Yeah, right?
Yeah. But it was, it was a good time. It was nice. And I'm also happy to report that the boneless couch is surprisingly couch-like.
It's hard to get out of, though. You don't have the support structure to get out of it, though.
It doesn't want you to leave.
Mush, by the way, he is eyeballing that couch.
I know.
I've
I've seen him eyeballing it. So far, all he's done is sleep on it. So maybe that's a good sign. He's developing a positive relationship with the couch instead of an adversarial one. but we'll see.
I think he wants to be left alone with the couch, Ashley. He's biding his time and waiting.
And then he goes to war.
Yeah, but in political news, this Canadian thing, the trade talks with Canada and the U.S. have completely fallen apart. And now there's going to be a 50% tariff, according to the U.S. administration, across all goods coming out of Canada. Canada has responded they're going to match tariffs dollar for dollar. Weirdly enough, that means, by the way, lumber is about to get really expensive in the U.S.
Because most of the lumber is grown in Canada.
If you want to, enough is. Like, it doesn't have to be everything, right? It just has to be enough to make the demand outweigh the supply. And then everyone who's supplying it in the U.S., whatever comes from the U.S., they're just going to bring their prices up too. You know what I mean? If they can.
Why wouldn't they?
By the way, the last tariffs were ruled unconstitutional. Has anybody out there gotten a tariff refund yet?
Oh, yeah, the businesses did.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The government did offer a lot of the businesses tariff refunds, but I think it was like Nintendo of all companies was like, oh yeah, we're not obligated to pass that on to the consumers.
Go figure.
And it's like, yeah, of course not. Of course you're not going to do that. Will you like go out and like find everyone who purchased a Nintendo between this time and this time and just like put it back on their credit card? No one is going to do that.
I can't wait till that starts showing up, and maybe it already has, starts showing up on like earnings reports and stuff like, oh, we made a bunch of money this quarter because we got our own tariff money back that the customers paid us, basically.
Oh my God, it's infuriating, isn't it?
Yeah, it's absolutely infuriating.
And then what happens when these next ones are also ruled unconstitutional?
It's like everything's infuriating. It's like standing in the middle of a wildfire going, which flame is the hottest at this point, right? It's just everywhere. It's all around you.
Well, it's like, which fire should I pay the most attention to?
Right, exactly. Where to begin, Ashley? Where to begin?
I can give you some direction. Masters of the Universe, be mad at that.
No, be mad at the trailer for Masters of the Universe. Yesterday I was very confused and I was upset with the movie, and I'm like, I'm not upset with this movie. I'm upset at the trailer. I should have watched the trailer, the teaser trailer and the trailer. I went back and watched them both. They utterly serious tone. This is an action adventure movie. And the action adventure stuff was great, by the way.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. They pulled a lot of things off that I was like, well, it's tough to do.
Yeah.
It's still like, it's tough to like make that look good or make that in any way believable. They had a lot of fun with it. And so that stuff was great.
How do you think the Expanse feels when we shut it off to watch Masters of the Universe?
It's like you motherfuckers, again? Seriously?
It gets all excited, like, hey.
Not only that, but it's like,
go.
I followed it from service to service. I think it was on Netflix for a while, and that's where I first watched it. And now I'm like following it along to Prime. And it's like, hey, I've missed you so much. Are you ready to? Oh, no, you're not. Okay.
Something that keeps coming up in our comments for every episode for the last week or so is with the upcoming extended look at GTA 6 on Netflix. People keep asking us when we're going to talk about the leaks for GTA 6. Me personally, I don't like talking about leaks because those suck. If you've ever worked on something and it gets leaked to the public, it's just some random person gets to put it out there for the world, and everyone goes to that person and lauds that person for all the work that these people did for 10 goddamn years on this project. It sucks. I think that sucks.
Well, and in addition, I think the leaker is not even in a great place with the general gaming community to whom they're leaking, because they're also linking like a crypto scam to the whole thing.
Oh, great. That's awesome.
Yeah. So they're also doing their best to like monetize the leak with this crypto thing. And I'm sure that's also going to go down great with Rockstar. Also,
the trailer for the leaks was a completely different tone than the actual leaks. Set the expectations completely wrong. Come on, man. Let's be professional. It's 2026.
I thought this leak was going to be completely different. Yeah, but we are looking at the reveal. I think Rockstar is keeping their plans for having the reveal on Netflix later this week. So
what is that going to be? Are we just getting another trailer? Is this going to be a 30-minute show?
I don't know.
Right.
I have no idea what this is going to entail. Whatever it is, keep in mind that because it's going to be on Netflix, they're going to be marketing it to a mainstream audience. So it's probably going to be less about like guiding you through the specific gameplay elements and more about selling you an experience.
Yeah.
The problem is they're selling a really serious like sci-fi action adventure experience. And I think what we're going to end up with is an experience where you drive around in cars and shoot people.
Right, I think so too. Yeah, they should have been honest with us.
Just from the start, you know?
And it's on Netflix, so the watch minutes department at Amazon has to be sweating bullets right now. The GTA 6. I'm looking forward to it. What? It's in a week, right?
It's on, I think it's the 27th. Let me look that
It's
up.
this week then, because
Yeah.
Finn's birthday is tomorrow.
Yeah,
so that's Thursday. We're
about to have a 7-year-old on our hands.
It just shows I might be a little bit out of touch. I haven't even run into these GTA 6 leaks.
I
right?
haven't either. I don't care enough to be leaked to, and so I've actually managed to avoid them pretty well. So
I think all the video game channels that hate everything have fallen out of my algorithm completely.
Yeah. So what we can expect is Thursday, August 27th at 3 p.m. Eastern time. A presentation will provide an look at the game. So gameplay, cinematics, and story elements.
Oh, that's 9 p.m. our time, man. That's prime time.
We're gonna get into a couch that you can't get back out of.
Warm up the boneless couch. Well, yeah, we'll have to hire somebody to come pull us out of that couch.
Just if you roll strategically off the side, I think you'll make it.
Can I give a quick review of the boneless couch?
Please.
So it's very comfy. It is modular. There should be a way to glue the bits together.
I agree. I almost wish there was like some sort of like Velcro something from
now
like
you're talking.
in between the sections so that you could stick them together if you so wish, because we do wish. And but you know, we have wiggly children as well, and somehow every kid finds the crack in furniture and sinks into it.
Evie disappeared.
This is just like a thing that all kids do: is find the crack, and get in the crack.
Find the crack, get in the crack.
You know, so we have to find some way to do that to Velcro the whole thing together.
Well,
or
to
we
be
need to
fair,
get braces like for either side, so the whole thing is just mushed all together all the time.
in their life, they're very young. They've only experienced couches with bones before, so they don't have any experience with
This is a whole new world for them.
I also want to point out there's probably a feature to like lock all these things together.
We just don't.
We just haven't read the manual
guide.
like every other product I've ever owned. There's like, don't even put the manuals in the products
Like,
anymore.
I wonder if there's like a zipper and it's just like, oh, zip the whole thing together. And we're
Right.
like, the what?
There's probably little hooks, or there's probably Velcro, like you just pointed out. It's probably in the manual.
Maybe. Well, you know, I should go read that thing.
Yeah. I've been actually been exploring the documentation on that EV that we bought last week, and just 2 weeks ago now. And it's like, man, that thing's got every goddamn feature on the planet.
It's got a lot of bells and whistles.
Although it does have a very UK feature, which it warns you about everything. If you're not looking at the road, it warns you. If your face isn't forward, which it warns me a lot because I tend to drive with one hand at the top of the wheel.
And then it can't see you.
And then I'm blocking the camera, which monitors my face the entire time that I drive. Also, it does a little ding every time you change speed limits, and then gives you a ding if you go over the speed limit. All these little like
I spent a lot of time turning off the majority of the assistive features.
Well, we were told by somebody who works in the UK in the automotive industry that those, when you turn them off, they have to turn on every time by regulation.
There's some specific ones they have to turn on.
Right.
Like there's one of the most annoying ones is if you go above the speed limit, it will start like dinging at you that you're above the speed limit, and you can mute it so that it doesn't do it. But next time you turn the car on, it unmutes.
You got to mute it every time. Which, you know, they have that kind of stuff in the U.S. Like in the U.S., you can never turn off the seatbelt thing, right?
Right.
I love the U.S. approach to that, too. On Amazon, you can just buy
something that will clip into the seatbelt.
The seatbelt buckle without the belt on it, so you can just clip it in. So, like, how far out of your way do you have to go to avoid safety? Like, you know what I mean? Man, my car that...
well, this is just going to be a communist country.
The immersion truck, which was a 2003. When I say the immersion truck, it was featured in a lot of the immersion videos.
That was the blue one?
The blue F-150 that I had for a long time. That one had a feature where when the seatbelt dinged at you, there's a Ford, you could just push the seatbelt button, like the release button, and then it would go like, okay, we'll shut that off for you.
It'd be like, oh, you meant to do that.
Yeah.
All right.
But then I had a newer version of the F-150 later. Like I got that one in like 2008, I want to say. And that one, that feature no longer worked at that point.
Right.
Which is how I found out you could get the clip it in. Our UTV that we go, like the little cart that we use to take stuff around here and do some work. at the place here, it has a thing where it limits the speed on it.
That's right. It won't go above like 15 miles an hour if you're not buckled in.
If the seatbelt isn't buckled.
Yeah. So, we're surrounded by a nanny state, Bernie. We're surrounded by things trying to keep us safe against our will.
It's just on the spectrum, right? Because those things exist in the U.S. It's just there are way more of them here. Like every possible thing in the car bings and beeps at you and everything.
Just let me endanger myself.
There is one that I like, which is that for some reason I keep forgetting to turn this car off when I get out of it.
You
'Cause
do
it makes
keep
no
doing
noise.
that.
It makes no noise. It makes
Well,
no noise.
I think it's because you made the mental switch, right? Of like, this is the EV. And with the last EV that you owned, the Tesla, there was no turning it on or
There
off.
was none. You walked away.
You got out of the vehicle and you walked away. And then after a few minutes, it would like turn off the displays and stuff. But like once it was parked, it was off.
Right.
And so you've just made the mental switch that this car is like that car. You need to start thinking of this car just as a car.
Yeah, well, I ran into that problem when I first started driving that EV because I would be like in a Home Depot and I'd be like, something's bothering me. What did I do? And it's like, oh, my F-150 sitting in the parking lot. Running with the keys in the engine because I just got out of the car and walked away. It really does train you poorly. It really does.
It does. So it's fine. You're going to get back in the habit. Just think of it as a car. It has to be turned off and then you'll be fine.
But that being a completely and totally data-driven purchase, so far, so great with that car. Like everything's been fantastic with that car. Even like doing airport runs and things, which take us like an hour and a half, and they're about 70 miles away. They go great. They go like, there's charging stations everywhere. It's great.
You've been having a lot of fun discovering the charging stations.
I have had to sign up to a lot of independent, like, how many accounts have I added in the last like 2 weeks?
Oh, 3 or 4?
Oh God, I want to say it's closer to 7 at this point, right?
Okay.
And that's always the thing because I got to log out. It's a whole thing with apps where I got to like, they don't make them available to people outside the U.S. And it's like, why?
So you have to
Why
log into the
region
UK
lock?
App Store. Hey, are you still like age restricted on everything?
No, I got that fixed. I'm represented. I've
You're
decided.
an official adult.
I like it. Don't make any efforts. Like I was reading an article. Speaking of Civil War, I was reading an article about Kirsten Dunst, how she refuses to do anything to try to look younger because she hates the obsession with youngness. You know,
Good for her.
I'm the same way with my iPhone, Ashley. It's like I'm gonna be representative of my own age, right? I'm not trying to appear young. Like
Right.
One of these hip kids who can't use social media or whatever. I'm gonna act my age. All right, Ashley, who is warning us that we're going over the speed limit today?
All right. I want to say shout out to our nannies, Brian Keneally and Ryan Lewis. Thank you both so much for sponsoring this episode of our show at patreon.com/morningsomewhere and roosterteeth.com.
We would never silence your warnings. All right, that does it for us today, August 24th, 2026. We will be back to talk to you tomorrow, and there will be a special episode at some point in the next few days. We hope you will be here as well.
Bye, everybody.